Education institutions and local authorities converged at the University of Zimbabwe from the 16th to the 18th of August 2017 for the historic conference on enhancing service delivery through technological interventions. Local authorities and all universities have come together for the first time in the history of Zimbabwe to develop solutions for local authorities to be competitive regionally, continentally, and internationally. The conference aim is to develop collaboration between universities and local authorities and develop lasting solutions to the problems hindering the provision of good quality service to citizens.
It is the first time that universities and local authorities in our country have come together in this manner to collaborate and collectively identify and develop what we know will be scientific solutions to service delivery problems and challenges faced by our country at the local level.
Given a myriad of problems currently facing local authorities, Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Professor Jonathan Moyo, hinted that there is no solution which is not technological or engineering. He concluded by reminding delegates to the conference that universities are better placed to do research and come up with solutions that are technological and engineering grounded.
It is my conviction that our universities and even tertiary institutions should play a more visible role in the transformation of our national economy through research, technological and engineering solutions leading to innovations on the ground.
Professor Moyo said we are all coming from addresses which are local. In other words, our relevance is in finding solutions that are also local. We might try to import solutions, but if we ignore our own capacities, if we ignore our own specialists, we spend lots of money hiring people from the World Bank to come and carry out studies for us in Zimbabwe, yet we have similar capacities in this country. And I'm saying we now must move closer to each other. The Minister of Higher Education, Minister of Local Government, and various other institutions must get closer and help each other find solutions that will positively impact on our societies.
Professor Nyagora re-echoed that the conference is a platform where the collaboration process is going to be initiated so that universities and local authorities will move together in their operations.
Research targeted at solving problems and challenges that the society is facing becomes more useful. And it is that kind of reasoning that has motivated this particular getting together so that together we can map out a roadmap where we collaborate to provide solutions to challenges. And we believe we will make an impact that will turn the fortunes of urban councils as soon as possible.
Plenary presentations and discussions dominated the activities of the conference, and local authorities and universities shared experiences that gave birth to the collaboration between the two sectors that will see them implementing sustainable solutions to problems facing localities.
I think all of us should really feel unshackled for us to be able to engage, because if universities here go ahead and solve imaginary problems, then it will become an academic exercise. So if we are truly unshackled so that we really know the issues which need to actually go ahead and solve, then I am sure we are going to succeed.
The first presentation touched on the use of data analytics in service delivery.
Really looking at one of the major resources which has creeped in on us, whether we are actually in the urban councils or universities, whatever setup, and that is the proliferation of data. Why this is actually important is is that, as you're actually aware, wherever you are, whether you're actually with your cell phone, whether you are doing transactions, there is a lot of data now which is being generated. Even if we were to go into the city councils, the transaction data, the data when people are changing plots, they are changing their ownership, the interaction with the banks, the interaction with the cell phone companies. There is a lot of data which is being generated, and it has become one of the key currencies. But it's a currency which is not being very actively utilized in most of our settings, especially let's say in Zimbabwe. And it's time when we can actually go ahead and utilize it. I am sure we have all heard of things like smart cities, and we want to go to smart cities. And when we're talking about smart cities here, we're not talking of clean cities. We are talking of smart cities, which means cities which are connected, cities which are actually utilizing ICTs for them to actually go ahead and function. And all of those smart cities are really depending a lot on the active utilization of data.
Most local authorities have been reeling under the shortage of resources for them to carry out their constitutional mandate of providing services to the citizens. The situation gave effect to a discussion on how local authorities can implement local economic development projects in their localities.
I think as local authorities, what we need and require from the universities for them to assist in coming up with a system that we can use as local authorities. Currently, to know that maybe for local authorities, like many of them they are using the former system, which was introduced maybe as way back as 1995. And then we also have other cities which are using DIQ, and recently we're talking of some. All these systems were developed not in Zimbabwe, with one university, so that in light of the data that we're talking about, we want universities to assist in coming up with the systems which are developed in Zimbabwe, which have got a backup in Zimbabwe, which have got also licenses which are affordable, because the current what we are using is not made in Zimbabwe.
Delegates analyzed the current situation existing in local authorities, and suggestions on the way forward were tabled.
Local economic development, to put it very simply, has been defined in the literature and in practice as a way in which to bring together key stakeholders of a city to work together to do what Professor Nyagura highlighted, which is to create wealth, to create jobs, and to improve the living standards of our communities. If we are not doing that, we are not doing anything. We have to have a Harare that is generating wealth, we have to have a Harare that is generating jobs, and we have to have a Harare that is improving our living standards. So the shift in our model, I'm not saying the current model does not do that, I'm saying we need to tweak the model to enhance the capability and capacity to do those things. How do we make the city of Harare a generator of wealth? How do we make the city of Bulawayo resuscitate the industry? Not in its old state, but resuscitate the industry, modern industry, so that it retains its role as a key industrial center for the country. The Midlands, the belt for metals and alloys and all that. Today, there's nothing.
Solutions on generation of adequate resources so as to improve on service delivery and improve the lives of people were explored.
We are not meeting here, neither are we initiating this process to look at what has happened in urban councils. We want to look at what should happen in urban councils in future. And that, I think, is the focus. If we spend time dwelling on what has happened, then we will miss, the point. The challenge is for us to look at what is prevailing today and what we would like to see tomorrow and, the future in terms of delivery of services, in terms of how you provide resources and facilities to improve the lives of citizens of this country under your own jurisdictions. It is therefore important that we recognize that universities are not expected to impose solutions on urban councils. Universities are expected to develop solutions in collaboration with urban councils. There are things that we're going to learn from you. There are also things you're going to learn, from us.
So as not to leave the most important area, that is the environment, unattended, the conference tackled the environment management problems facing local authorities with focus on the protection of wetlands and water bodies.
It's just like you're putting superphosphates on your mealy patch, you get a lot of maize. And if you do that in the water, you get a lot of water hyacinths. You see, that's what we call eutrophication. Therefore, controlling the phosphorus and nitrogen levels in fresh waters is very important. Well, when you hear a frog croaking, it means the environment is healthy, the water is clean. It's an indication of how well conserved your ecosystem is.
Local authorities and universities were exposed to best practices on human settlement planning and mapping being implemented in a changing environment. Professor Wekwete presented an idea on how planning and mapping can be tweaked to conform to the changing trends.
My suggestion would be that I think both the academic side and the practice side probably are not connecting on what is needed, what do we need to know. And I think we need to sit down together and deploy the knowledge that people have in the universities. You see it coming up in the thesis they write, in the whatever. But all this information does not end up helping those who are making really decisions about squatters. So one area which I could suggest, and maybe this meeting could look at, is the whole question of every university now is deploying students on work-related. Work-related means your students are spending time out with you as local authorities. And I think if we could identify the key points, the key areas, whether it's squatters, informal sector, and so on, and structure the kind of strategic decision-making information we need, I think we can do it without any problems.
Presentations and discussions also explored the following areas: service delivery in urban councils, strengthening project planning and management systems in urban local authorities. Other important areas that were tackled include standards, amenities and recreational services, strengthening municipal administration, governance, accountability and service delivery systems.
I think you are aware that is other things you've already alluded to. That the trend that we are having at the moment, we are having rapid urbanization. This is the context under which we are discussing these issues. That rapid urbanization, it translates to unprecedented demand for infrastructure services. I think for most of our local authorities, we have backlog of infrastructure and services. We also have current demand. We have also to think about future demand to support social, economic and economic investment. Against this background, we are also talking of an environment where we have limited resources to implement those projects. We are also talking of climate change challenges, which are also putting a demand on project management the way we do it. There's also a rising demand for better services by our residents. The residents of yesterday are different from the residents of today. They are well traveled, they have different tastes, they want to quality projects and services.
When we ask our universities to work with different local authorities for standard needs, for different needs which we need as local authorities, and also accreditation of the university laboratories. Most of our universities, their laboratories are not accredited, so it can be one of the major first step for most of them. Some of these are accredited, so there's no problem in that. Then the universities are very important to assist the municipal government and
regional set up quality control units. As it stands, they don't have a quality control unit, but they are in charge of all the projects which they do. So how are they checking on their major compliance? They depend the time with other consultants, so they don't have that checking mechanism. So they need that particular unit which they have.
The implementation of the ease of doing business model has proved to be an effective way of removing hindrances that prevents the smooth flow of development. Suggestions for the development of cities that respond to the needs of the poor were put forward. All stakeholders were encouraged to ensure that plans are in sync with the current challenges, and universities were singled out as fertile grounds for solutions to development.
In the early 80s, 1980s, or before that, when they designed Ron Martin building, the university professors, Professor McKenzie, they were involved. They did quite a lot of work to try to come up with a better, because that's one of the first high-rise buildings in Harare. So they participated in that. I was challenging Professor McKenzie when we were having lunch. I was saying, you should be having expertise within yourself to give us some mileage in our planning horizon. I said to Professor McKenzie, I am looking for options of developing the new city around Mount Hampton. I was saying, I want options from university saying, how best can that whole area be approached? So I said, I want to develop Mount Hampton, I want a layout plan. I've tried the likes of Jockey, I think they are battling, but I'm saying, with all these university brains that are lying around, give me options. Maybe the best land will be paid. It's part of learning. It's part of learning. Which means now people must exercise. They've got a lot of young men here with a lot of brains, which we want to see them being utilized for the nation. These are the sort of things that we need.
The need to develop a toolkit to govern the collaboration was highlighted, and the need to come up with models for the implementation of new ideas was emphasized.
Number two, their preparedness. Are they prepared to work on today, tomorrow? Preparedness, their levels. Number three, readiness. Are they ready to work for the council? And number four, their willingness to work. Are they willing to work? Yes or no? Number five, their abilities. Do they have the ability to work? Number six, the last one, their capacities. Have you got the 6 things? Now these we can develop together, the council and the universities. If we had time, I would have given you a model, Yala Chibukai. Chibukai Munuzio. Chibukai munhu aida kubika dogwe zvikanaka pamba pake ndopinda uko kunotema mundo asvika kuhoyo muti kunotema danda rakaoma. Zvino upenzi hwachibukai wonogara padanda wotanga kutema danda rakagara. Now, it's a model where I can illustrate Mumakazo Mamu by university Muna Chibukai. Munotema danda rakagara. Tema council, we almost 7-0. Tema university, I said I would be very brief.
Delegates were divided into 2 clusters to pave way for the presentations and discussions. The first cluster focused on infrastructure planning and development, and the second cluster explored human capacity development.
Will have a certain limitation in terms of how long you can deploy it or how long you can utilize it. So there is the issue of replacement, total replacement, and in some cases this is where we talk about rehabilitation. That choice has to be made consciously, knowing that at some point this pipe will rot and therefore I have to replace it. Or this pole will be useless. I have to find a way of changing that. And it calls for being immaculate and being truthful with your asset register, knowing what assets are where and how they will eventually be phased out when the time comes. And that's where maybe some ideas of rehabilitation, as I'll talk about, will probably help. And then at some point as well, you can have the choice of what technique do you use for rehabilitation. If indeed I don't have money to replace, but I can rehabilitate, where does that choice come, and how do I move ahead with my chosen technique for rehabilitation?
The clusters gave the delegates the chance to deliberate on important local governance issues.
Summarise just to say that rehabilitation and maintenance are sometimes not issues of money alone, but issues of attitude.
Then maybe what the universities can assist us with as local authorities, particularly I think on these maintenance issues, is to come up maybe with postgraduate programs that may be narrowed down on maintenance issues. What I discovered in the mechanical engineering field, I think there's a lot of maintenance emphasis, but in the civil engineering field, maintenance is something that we meet when we're at work. And then maybe some of the infrastructure which has been said, like the water infrastructure, the storage infrastructure, basically in our local authorities is managed by civil engineers.
The discussions also explored other important areas in infrastructure development like road maintenance, development of smart cities, and the environmental challenges that need to be attended to for the desired goals to be achieved.
I think we need to engage our universities or encourage the local authorities to ensure that during the time we are incorporating other infrastructure which might be needed in the future, like the dams. Then I also saw another opportunity as well, or another hint, which is happening in the development. I went to Japan, that was amazed. The infrastructure which is for the future so is already there. All the bridges that are required in Japan, all the future roads for the next 20 years, they are there now.
If you look in the past, the infrastructure that we have, especially the manuals, if you look at the reads, they are written Gweru, Kaman, and so on. But now we have a multiplicity of suppliers of products that we use. And I think universities can assist us in researching and advising us that if you use this product for your water infrastructure, for your sewerage infrastructure, it's sustainable, number one, and also the adaptabilities of some of the technologies that we are embracing and using. We need a lot of assistance in that.
The presentations led to a discussion where delegates exchanged ideas on how best water resources and waste management initiatives can be rolled out in Zimbabwe.
One of the important things is that Zimbabwe as a country is not a watershed. The rain that falls on Zimbabwe, if we do not harness it or store it, it will flow into the Indian Ocean. We are on a watershed. So it's important that we have infrastructure such that we can store every drop of rain that falls in our country. And this is why water resource management is important, particularly for us in Zimbabwe.
I think engineers are living out something that is fundamental in this project. The concept of sustainable development. There was a question which was raised by the PEMSEC that to do with the background why our infrastructure is getting dilapidated at a very fast pace. Of course, Dr. Tuvare has attempted to answer that by introducing issues to do with population scenarios. What I'm trying to talk about here
is a situation where we have to understand why our infrastructure is getting worn out at a faster pace than usual. The issue is the pressure, utilization pressure on that infrastructure is coming from a population that is increasing.
As the discussion moved on, the issue of procurement procedures was tackled to ensure that there will be no obstacles that will prevent the smooth implementation of brilliant ideas gathered during the conference.
I share the impatience, but I think we should say we expect to, this is courtship. We expect to see people working together and discussing the problems together. And then only after that can we begin to expect to see concrete things. I think it's really what we make out of this which will result in visible things. This is really to try and foster a relationship. Some 2-3 weeks ago, His Excellency gazetted the enactment of the Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Assets Act, which has redefined the procurement procedures system in the country.
The second cluster focused on human capacity development, and it developed ideas on how to build a skilled workforce through organizational and workforce analysis. The group also discussed work ethics in urban councils. The discussion on ethics was dovetailed by a presentation on customer care and the establishment of call centers. The cluster concluded by tackling several topics ranging from communications, finance, fleet management and maintenance to information systems.
Issues to do with sanitation, issues to do with refuse removals. We can also use IT to track our refuse removal trucks. Where they, which route are they taking? Should they go to Seke first and then to Mfakos, or should they start off in Mfakos and then go to Seke? It makes a difference on cost. If you have the information, we can make a decision and reduce costs. We also look at linking water and sanitation issues with health. Again, I think Dr. Panye talked about what is termed as an ERP system, which links various cycles within an organization. If our water is not up to par, then we can expect that the health of the local hospital is going to have problems in terms of our citizens or council members attending to hospital with respect to diseases, in terms of waterborne diseases. Moving on, we can look at education and training. There are various ways of educating individuals without everybody coming into the classroom. We can have e-learning modules where you are sitting at home, you have access to your laptop, computer, and your lecturer could be elsewhere. We can also upload various information, study material. All this information should be made available by the information systems.
The end of the Day 3 workshop was forewarned by the assessment of specific local authorities' needs and the drafting of a plan of action. Delegates used the conference as an opportunity to match local authorities' needs with what the institutions of higher learning can offer. A plan of action was drafted so as to ensure the implementation and monitoring of the implementation of the outcomes of the historic conference.
How do we engage from here going forward? I thought the starting point would be that most of our towns or city councils host a university. So let's see cooperation between town partner and my dear brother at Indora State University. The same with that, if we can start on that basis, where universities which are located in those geographical areas where basically they have the same area, could be a basis upon which we can build our relationship. Notwithstanding the fact that, of course, we must continue having this national outlook, even though there's no address. So let's address the locality.